Hello, good morning. What's up, guys? And thanks for tuning in and welcome to another weekly crypto market update. So, this is Setup Saturday. Usually, I'm here with Zirkul, but yesterday he went on his flight to Europe. I think it's even Belgium that he's in right at the moment. So, he's not here yet. I hope he will be here next week, but today I'm going to be doing it alone. So, GM Chris, I see you're already in chat. So, good morning, everyone watching. Today's going to be a short episode, but I think packed with a lot of alpha. We're going to focus more on the macro because that's what's moving the markets at the moment. And of course, the geopolitical tensions. So dive right into it. So, of course, first is the Israel-Iran war. And the problem at the moment is that the US is starting to get involved. And there are a couple of reasons, of course. So the US is backing Israel a bit more. So one of the more publicly reasons is that they're trying to stop the nuclear bomb that Iran is creating or maybe already has created. But then a very good picture that Chris actually posted in our Discord, and this is a very good reason to me as well, is this one. Let me show it a bit larger. Yeah, I'm not blocking it. And so look at this picture and you see actually, and this is part of a broader strategy from the US that they're trying to cut off energy routes that give China leverage. And so what you're seeing here on the screen is the exporter where the Iranian oil goes to is mostly China. So China is by far the most dominant buyer of Iranian oil. And they're actually getting a very good deal. So they're getting their oil very cheap. And I think the US want to block this because, of course, this will give them more leverage. And then the US will stay the superpower, of course. But this is actually a lot. So I looked it up just a couple of minutes ago. And this is actually 10 to 15% of the China's oil, which is a lot. So 10% doesn't seem a lot, but it is a lot. So I think this is one of the reasons. But then, of course, so like we said last week, this is an investment channel and war isn't necessarily bad for the markets. As you can see here, every time there was a big war, markets went up immediately afterwards. And the example that I just can show you today is the example of today. So we're just going to look at the Tel Aviv. Oh, it's a bit too big here. So this is the Tel Aviv 125. So this is the Israeli stock market. And as you can see, it just hit new all-time highs. So there is a war at the moment in the country. And at the moment, their stock market is sitting at an all-time high, which is crazy. So why is this? Like we said last week, so war often leads to more government spending. And this is exactly what we're seeing right here. So we saw massive liquidity injections, so mostly by the Israeli central bank. And they're starting to buy a lot of government bonds, and that's exactly the reason why the stock market is booming. Not because they're producing a lot more, but just because their the value of their currencies is going a lot lower, and the asset prices are just getting inflated. So then, of course, this leads us to the next thing to talk about is, of course, global liquidity. Do we see this already in the global liquidity? Unfortunately not. Israel is not that big of a country, so we don't see it in global liquidity. And unfortunately for us Bitcoin holders, global liquidity is trending downwards a little bit. So the slowdown in global liquidity continues. And this is largely due to the Fed, of course, and also the Bank of Japan. So it's not looking good. Also, the ECB and the Bank of England are still in QT, and we see this week after week, the global liquidity is now trending downwards again. I'm not really sure how many weeks because the chart is a little bit fucked up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's say. So it's been 5 weeks down at the moment, which is kind of fine because usually there is a 13-week lag between global liquidity and Bitcoin. But I think since everybody is using global liquidity as a metric to value Bitcoin and to buy or to sell, I think the lag is shortening. And I think this might be one of the reasons that Bitcoin will have a really slow summer and will actually go down. So it's not looking good. A lot of other analysts are saying, yeah, but the global liquidity went up. There is still the 13-week lag that should go up to the end of August. But honestly, I think, and this is my point of view from the beginning of the year, the moment people will start to realize that this lag actually works, it will get shorter and shorter. And I think this is what we're seeing at the moment, that the lag is being shorter and that people are actually already selling based on global liquidity going down. Another thing that's of course not helping is that the US really does not want to cut their interest rates. So here we have the interest rates of all around the world. And as you can see, the Fed remained their interest rates at 4.25, 4.5. I think it's the highest in the world at the moment. And of course, if the interest rates are at the highest level, asset markets, especially risk assets, will not go upwards. That's just normally. But then all around the world, last week we saw the Swiss National Bank, they cut their interest rates to 0%, which is crazy. So at the moment, the Swiss Central Bank is at 0%. So if you want to buy a house in Switzerland at a very low rate, I think it's not a bad time to do it. I know some people that will try to do it. They will buy an apartment complex. So I think, why not? I think it's a very good region. And I think if you can have a loan at 0%, well, the bank loan won't be 0%, of course, but close to zero. I think that's a very good deal to buy some real estate. Next up is, of course, also in Norway. The central bank cut their rates 25 basis points to 4.25%. And then, like I said earlier, that the Bank of England, they kept their rates unchanged at 4.25% as well. They're still in QT, so not good for risk assets and global liquidity. So let's have a look at the US interest rates. And at the moment, they're only pricing in 2 rate cuts in 2025. And I really don't know what to tell you guys. This is not good for crypto in general. I think Bitcoin will do fine, but we really won't see an alt season, especially not this summer. So yeah, Bitcoin dominance already went up again. It's trading above the range that I drew a little bit. So my scenario still is the same. I think it will go upwards till this 70 region, maybe 66. So I'm thinking it's going to go here. So I'm not invested in altcoins at the moment. If you can, maybe cut some positions and move a little bit more to Bitcoin, because I really think they're just going to bleed out if the interest rates stay unchanged like this. Before we go over to Bitcoin, one thing I've read this morning, which was really, really interesting. So I urge you all to read this. So this is the newest, newsletter from Lynn Eldon. And she spoke about the debt, how it came to this scenario where we are at the moment, where it comes from, how it's evolving, and where it's going to go to. Very, very good. If we can just look at the conclusion, maybe. So, so putting all this together, the US debt is spiraling, like we all know, but it's going to go slower than we all expect. So, of course, this will be the time where risk assets, let's say more safe haven assets, will do better, like, for example, real estate, gold, and Bitcoin, but slower than you expect. I think the truth is more in the middle. And I think she spoke a little bit about Bitcoin. Yeah, so this was very good as well. That's why I highlighted it. So one of the reasons, yeah, so the whole Bitcoin network is barely worth more than 2 trillion. So because a lot of people, and so she wrote it here, say, yeah, Bitcoin is at 100K. This is a lot of money. But it baffles me always that people look at the price of something, because you need to do price times units, and then you need to look at the market cap. So always, every asset that you want to buy, you need to look at the market cap. And the thing is, the market cap of Bitcoin is only 2 trillion. And this is in a world of about 1 quadrillion worth of assets. And that's the thing, gold is estimated to be worth 20 trillion. I'm not sure, but I think I said this last week on our stream as well. To me, Bitcoin and gold will eventually catch up and will have around the same price. And then I even think Bitcoin will surpass it, but I think they are worth the same in my opinion. So, and gold is around 2% of all the assets, and Bitcoin is only 0.2% of all assets. So I think Bitcoin has still a lot of room to grow. And to me, this is one of the main reasons why I think Bitcoin is still undervalued and that it can go a lot higher. And to be honest, there is really not much to say about Bitcoin at the moment. The markets are super calm, and you see this just in the seasonality. So this is a very good chart from Timothy Peterson. And if you just look over the past 10 years, the median return between June 1 and September 30 was 1%. So between June and September, well, the end of September, Bitcoin went up only 1%, which is crazy. So there is really nothing to do in the summer. I think it will be the same. There will not be much volume. There will not be much volatility. So I think the best thing you do is just enjoy the summer. So to be honest, guys, global liquidity going down. I think Bitcoin will just range. I think altcoins will bleed a little bit because if the volume is low, if there's less volatility, interest will fade as well. So these are my opinions, not financial advice, of course. But I think I'm going to leave it here with you guys. So like I said, enjoy the summer a little bit. So here in Belgium, it's at the moment 31 degrees. So I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do a barbecue right after the stream. So I hope you all enjoyed it. It was very quick, but I think I went over every single most important thing in the macroeconomy to value risk assets like Bitcoin. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you liked it, please leave a comment in the YouTube description. If you guys want to talk to me, Zero Cool, and all the other members, join our Discord. And then I see you all next week. Thanks for watching, and bye, guys.